You can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one. Let's try a little exercise real quick. If you're already standing up, perfect. If you're not, stand up. Now try walking forward. Easy, right? Now try walking forward while looking behind you. As you can see, it's not pretty easy. You might have bumped into a wall. You might have just woke up your parents. And for that, I'm sorry for what's going to happen to you. However, the point of this exercise, notice how you walked. Notice what you did. You stumbled. You lost your balance. You might have even crashed into something, like I said. Life works in the same way. When you're too focused on the past, you're not going to be able to move forward. We all regret things. We all wish we did things differently. Lord, do I know, I wish I could go back and change the things that I've done. You wish that some people could have probably stayed in your life. Lord, I wish I know that there's people I would have wanted to stay in my life. And my voice cracked. Don't say nothing in the comment section. But at some point, you gotta let it go. Because if you don't, the weight of the past is gonna keep you stuck in the same place. So today I wanted to talk about how consistently looking back will affect your future, how it plays a role in your relationships, how it plays a role in your life, and how to finally let go of the weight you're carrying. Let's use another example. I like to say this example a lot to people when they ask me about looking back to the past. Think about your car, if you have a car, right? And if you don't, well, imagine on a bike as well, right? First, let's start with the car example though. There's a reason why the windshield of your car is bigger than the rear of your mirror. Because what's ahead of you is more important than what's behind you. When you're driving, you don't constantly stare in the rearview mirror, right? I mean, I hope you wouldn't. You check it every now and then, but the main focus is on the road ahead. Like I said, if you have a bike or a scooter, whatever, same situation. When you're riding on a scooter or a bike, when you're pedaling forward or going forward, you're not looking behind you while going forward, right? The main focus is on the things in front of you. Because if you only drove or biked or whatever while looking behind you, you would crash, right? And that's exactly what happens when you're stuck in the past. You're going to miss opportunities. You're going to fail to see what's ahead because you were too focused on what was behind you, what you could have changed, what mistakes you made, the people that hurt you. But if you keep reliving those moments, you're just robbing yourself of the future you could be creating. You ever heard of a saying where you could block your blessings? I know that to ring true because there's a lot of things in life where if you're holding on to the past or keep looking back to the past, you're going to block your future blessings. And that's understandable. Not everything in your life is a blessing, but sometimes holding on to the past might block you from experiencing what you could get in the future. Holding on to the past doesn't just affect you, it also affects the people around you. Maybe now you can't trust someone new because of how an ex hurt you. You keep replaying arguments with a friend instead of trying to fix the situation or just move on. Or you're still holding on to people who have already let go of you. Think about that one. People might sabotage relationships because you're carrying past pain into present situations. Imagine being in a new relationship, but constantly bringing up what your ex did to you. You're carrying old wounds into something new. And not even that, you might try to change that other person because of what your ex did to you. That's not fair to them. And it's not fair to yourself either. At some point, you got to stop punishing yourself for what happened in the past. You deserve to have new experiences without the weight of the old ones holding you back. You might not chase new opportunities because you failed before. You might not try new things because you're afraid of repeating past mistakes. You might hold yourself back because you don't believe you can be more than what you were. The past can't change, but your future can. The longer you hold on to that regret, that resentment, or that guilt, the more power you give it. It becomes a weight that you carry, and the heavier it gets, the harder it gets to move forward. I know it's hard to let go, trust me. We made a video about letting go, remember? For the longest time, I was just stuck in the past, replaying those old situations, blaming myself for the things that I couldn't change, and holding on to anger for what other people did to me. Yeah, my ex did me dirty. Yeah, I had family trauma and quarrels that I'm still working out with myself. But at the end of the day, what does holding on to all of that do when my ex doesn't even talk to me anymore? And a lot of the family quarrels are basically done with. What do I get out of holding on to that for so long when these people don't even probably think about me anymore and or have passed away, rest in peace? It just makes me more of a bitter person. And the same is kind of ringing true for a lot of other people. It makes you more bitter. It makes you more angry. And while you're holding on to a lot of that resentment, the other people are just living their lives. Like I said, when I burnt the letters in my previous video, it did help me to release. It didn't fully help, but it helped me to understand myself a little bit better. And therapy is also another step, which I recommend for everybody to go to therapy, because that's another step in the healing process. It doesn't happen overnight, trust me. Finding the right therapist doesn't happen in an instant. Finding the right strategies to be able to cope with the things that you're going through, it doesn't change you as a person overnight, but it makes you feel lighter over time. You will feel it. And when you stop carrying all that pain with you is when you become more of a better person than you were yesterday. And that's what I want for all of you guys. Letting go isn't easy. Firstly, acknowledge the past, but don't live in it. You can't ignore what happened, but you can't let it define you either. This is a big one, actually. Stop asking what if and focus on what's next, because the past is done. Stop asking yourself, well, what if I could have changed this? What if I did this instead? Only God knows. Like, seriously. No one knows. What if you would have treated that person better? What if this relationship would have? Who cares? It's over with now. What if I would have started streaming? Nothing's stopping you from streaming right now. What if you would have done it before Kai Cenat became famous or during that time period? Okay, it happened. We all miss opportunities. But the only thing that matters now is where you go from here. Forgive yourself. Forgive for yourself, not for them. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing what happened. It means refusing to let it control you anymore. Just because they hurt you doesn't mean you have to hold on to it forever. And it doesn't mean that you forgave them and you're just excusing everything that they did as if, okay, well, now I'm just going to forget what they did. Forgive, but never forget. Just don't let it control you anymore. Don't let it affect you anymore. It's easier said than done. Yes, that trauma has happened, but you can't let it define your life. You can't let it control you. You got to be able to release what you can't control. Because some of these things are just out of your hands. The apology you never got from that friend or family member, the closure that you wanted, the way some people treated you, holding on to it isn't going to change what happened. But letting go is going to free you from it. Make sure to shift your focus to the present, because every day is a new chance to write a different story. The more you focus on what's happening now, the less power the past has over you, and take small steps forward. Moving on doesn't mean forgetting. It means you're choosing to no longer be defined by what happened. Even the smallest steps, like changing your mindset, setting new goals, surrounding yourself with the right people, can make a huge difference over time. And like I said, therapy is one of the biggest things that can help, because you can't build a future while living in the past. I know it's hard to let go. I know it's painful. But you got to ask yourself, how much longer are you going to carry the weight of something that no longer serves you? At some point, you got to make that choice to stay stuck in the past or to step into a better future, because you deserve peace and you deserve happiness. But you're not going to find that stuff if you keep looking back. Do the best thing for yourself and start to move forward. How do we walk as humans? We put one foot in front of the other and take one step at a time. And that's what you got to do to be able to move forward. Just take it one step at a time. And that's where I'll leave it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell so you're notified of videos that I upload. Do anything you guys can to have my non-existent videos be seen. And with that, Isaiah, signing off.